Welcome back to OpenLine tonight. I'm here with Chris Sanders from the Tennessee Equality Project. Thank you for being here and fielding phone calls. We're talking about the Bathroom Bill 3.0, and it's not exactly the bathroom bill that we've seen the last two legislative sessions. This one's a little different as we reset here at the half hour. Let's talk about what is actually moving through the House right now. Sure.
This bill that'll be up on Wednesday at 1:30 in the House Civil Justice Subcommittee would provide for local school districts to be defended by the Tennessee Attorney General or have their legal fees reimbursed if they're sued over their policy related to transgender students using the bathroom.
So this bill specifically does not say a child must use the bathroom that corresponds with the sex on their birth certificate, but it's kind of getting around that.
Right. In a way, it enables local school districts to implement what we consider a discriminatory policy because it says, you know what, do what you want, we'll pick up the tab.
Okay, let's leave it there. Let's jump to Maria, I do believe it is. Maria, thank you for being with us.
Oh, is I'm on now?
You are on now. Go ahead with your comment or question.
Hey, I'm an old lady and an ex-psychiatrist, and somebody told that guy, the psychiatrist considered it transvestite dressed as a woman. So most of the transvestite, they are bisexual. So they like to dress in a woman's clothes for their pleasure, but they still like women's. So what happened, he wanted those transvestite, not transsexual, go into a bathroom to try to seduce a girl. He won't know the difference between a transvestite or transsexual. Besides that, like those kids that go to school with lipstick and makeup, they look terrible. They look like a man in drag. So how are they going to go in a lady's bathroom with a lady or a woman or a schoolgirl and look like a guy in drag? It's ridiculous. I mean, that don't go together. Transvestites are bisexual, and being bisexual means they are gay. Thank you for the call very much.
Maria, thank you for calling in. And I think that as I monitor the comments on Facebook, people are saying, where do you draw the line? This gets so confusing. Our children are being raised confused. These are some of the comments I'm seeing. Where do you draw the line? Is there a line to be drawn?
I draw the line at people who confuse so many categories. We heard gay, bisexual, cross-dresser. It shows that people need to make an effort to understand. We're talking about students here. We are not talking about adults who are going into restrooms specifically to prey on students. That is already illegal. This policy is about students wanting to use the bathroom that conforms to their own gender identity, and whether adults are going to prohibit that or give a state payout to school districts that want to engage in discrimination. So I draw the line there. I draw the line at assault. Anybody who assaults, that's already illegal. There are already punishments in the law for that. There's already procedure for dealing with that. We can talk more about overall issues of school safety if we need to have better check-in policies for the adults that are visiting schools. I'm all for that and looking at that. But this policy that is before the legislature on Wednesday is about students. And I feel like if we're not careful, we'll lose sight of the students.
Yeah. Let's jump to Ann. She's been waiting a long time. Ann, thank you for hanging in there.
Well, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I just am so thrilled that you guys are addressing this issue in a very calm, common sense, intelligent way.
Well, thank you, Ann.
Oh, you're welcome. I really admire Channel 5 for it and the guests that you have on. Sorry, sir, I don't remember what your name is.
It's Chris.
But anyway, thank you so much for addressing this. And as you said, the kids have so much on their minds anyway when they're in school, knowing that they do have a safe place to go, literally, is so beneficial. And they can go about their lives as teenagers and have their good day if we can make it better for them. So again, thank you so much for addressing this.
And do you have any personal experience with this?
Say again, please.
Do you have any personal experience with this?
No.
No? Okay. Interesting. All right, Ann, thank you for calling in and waiting on the line so long. I appreciate it. Let's jump to Nick tonight. Hey, Nick.
Yes.
Hi, go ahead.
I think this is just absolutely crazy. So
tell me why.
A kid in school who is born male and decides to be a transgender and dress as a woman and go in the woman's bathroom, and who knows what's going to happen? Are we going to install urinals in the bathroom? We have other kids going to schools, shooting up these schools. You don't know what's going to happen. They could be preying on these little girls or little boys, whatever it is. I mean, if you read the Bible, it says God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
And I don't recall that phrase myself, but you know, you asked the question, who knows what's going to happen, and then you talked about gun violence, I believe. But the fact is, we do know what's going to happen when trans students go into the bathroom.
Go into a woman's bathroom?
We know what's going to happen. Trans students go to the bathroom like anybody else. And so it's not speculative. So there's no need to let our imaginations run wild. Trans students are not responsible for the gun violence in our schools, sir. There's no evidence of that. And that was unwarranted in bringing that into the debate.
I would not be okay with my son or my daughter going into a bathroom with somebody who is trans. That's
for what reason? For what reason, sir? What is the experience that you have to share on that? What is the evidence that you would bring forward that that would be a problem?
There's very, very, very there's a lot of different things that could happen.
What do you think? What do you think will happen?
You could let's go to the high school case.
Okay.
So you have a 17-year-old boy who was born a man who is transgender going into a woman's restroom. That person potentially really doesn't quite know what's going on and could be going into the bathroom for other purposes.
But sir, it's already against the law to do those other purposes that I think you're talking about. If you're talking about sexual assault, rape, or indecent exposure, things like that, that's covered by law, sir, already.
Yeah, and we've made that point throughout the hour. So Nick, thank you for calling in. And that obviously is something that people come back to again and again. They do. There is an element of fear when you say transgender.
There is.
Fear sparks in people.
And you know, there are different ways we deal with fear. For some people, reason helps them along. For others, it's really getting to know a trans person. For others, it's thinking through the story. For others, it might be the realization that a close friend or relative was trans and maybe wasn't able to live his or her life fully. So there are different ways that people are moved. Not everybody is there yet. But because not everybody is there, should we take a drastic step in Tennessee's public policy and say we'll pick up the tab for all this discrimination? And that's what worries me. If there is debate, if there is uncertainty, if there's wild speculation, let's push the pause button on this bill. Let's step back and see what's really going on.
We're going to push the pause button on the show, take a quick break, and then I want to know what is actually happening right now in schools across the state.
Sure.
When we come back, we'll answer that question. Stay with us.